Hi, this is Hardball Retro. Welcome to the Retrodome. Today we're going to be doing a season recap for the 1983 As Played season replay that I just completed. Um, we will be following this up with a playoff recap. I have not simulated the playoffs yet, and then we will do World Series game by game. And I'll do the play-by-play for those. So keep an eye out for those videos in the near future. In the meantime, let's take a look at the final standings, league leaders, and see if there were any interesting games of note in September. You can find the month-by-month recaps on my channel as well. So again, we're using Digital Diamond baseball version 13.2.3 here. So let's click into season overview. And we'll check out the final standings first. Okay, here we go. So start in the American League East. Toronto finished 9 games in front of New York with a record of 105 wins and 57 losses, plus 218 run differential. And in real life, the Orioles won the American League East with a 98-64 record. Here they finished barely above 500 at 82 and 80. Detroit in real life finished second at 92 and 70, so they were a little bit off their pace here. The Yankees 91 and 71 in real life, so they finished 5 in front of their, or 5 better than their real life counterparts here. Let's see, Brewers, Red Sox, Indians, that's how they finished in the simulation and in real life. So as I mentioned, I manage the Angels here. You can see the little thumbs up icon next to it. And I did end up finishing 6 games better than the Angels, managed by John McNamara in real life, 1983. The team was riddled with injuries. It was a real challenge to get squeeze any additional wins out of this team, I would say. But enjoyed playing out this season. Even though we did finish below 500, we did fare better than the real-life Halos that year, at least. So the White Sox, as they did in real life, almost mirrored their record here, 98-64 in the simulation, and in real life they were 99-63. Texas fared better, much better than they did in real life. 12-game improvement here in the simulation, finishing 89-74, 9.5 back of the Sox. Whereas in real life, Chicago finished 20 games in front of KC. So KC didn't finish far off their real pace. They were 79-83 in real life, 73 wins here. But you can see here the other teams did much better than their real life counterparts, and so Kansas City finishes 6th here. Seattle with the biggest improvement from real life 60 and 102. Here they won 74 games, although they did lose their last 5. Oakland, almost a mirror image of their record here. And Minnesota finished 3 games worse than they did in actuality. Let's go to the National League. I'm looking at my phone at Baseball Reference just so I have the standings in front of me here. Okay, so the NL East, we have Montreal, 96-67, 2.5 better than the Cardinals, 8.5 up on Pittsburgh. In real life, The 83 Phillies won the division, but here they finished 82 and 81, 8 games worse than what they did in real life. Let's see who else. Pittsburgh, just about the same, 3 games better here in the sim. The Cardinals finished much, much better than they did in real life. 93 wins here versus 79. And we've got the Cubbies, and the Mets basically did what they did in real life. The Cubs were 1 game worse here, and the Mets were 2 off their pace, 2 games worse. All right, in the NL West, the Dodgers prevailed by a half game. And if I wasn't using the as-played schedule, I would probably play this rain out here to determine if there was going to be a 1-game playoff or how we were going to resolve this. But I just let it go as is. So the Dodgers, in real life, finished 3 games in front of the Braves. Here they finish a half game up. The Giants finishing third here, 9-game improvement over their actual record. The Stros finished 6 worse than their record, so they kind of flip-flopped in the standings here. The Padres are well off their pace. They were 81 and 81 in real life, 16 games worse here in the sim. And the Reds, just about the same, 75 wins versus 74. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboards. All right, and so for AL batting leaders, Wade Boggs, 391 average, takes the batting title. Rod Carew finishes second at 361. George Brett third at 333, followed by Lloyd Mosby and Willie Upshaw of the Jays, both at 326. Big Dave Winfield leading the league with 37 big flies. Ron Kittle, rookie for the White Sox, with 36 bombs. Willie Aikens, 34 for the Royals. And a couple other guys in the 30s, Jim Rice and Tom Brunansky. The AL RBI lead, Willie Upshaw with 122 for the Jays. Cecil Cooper second at 113. Jim Rice, Willie Aikens, and Big Dave Winfield. NL batting leaders. We've got Brett Butler for the Braves, 325. Tim Rock Raines, 323. That was a tight race here. Also Keith Hernandez, 323. George Hendrick, and Mookie Wilson at 322. Dale Murphy takes the home run lead by 1 over Pedro Guerrero. Darryl Strawberry, rookie for the Mets, with 34 jacks. Mike Schmidt, 30. Jody Davis for the Cubs, 29. The Hawk, Andre Dawson, with 134 RBI, leading the way in the senior circuit, followed by Dale Murphy, Mike Schmidt, Pedro Guerrero, and George Hendrick. AL pitching leaders. Here's where we get some interesting names. Juan Berenguer for the Tigers, 231. Ken Schramm for the Twins, 241. Luis Leal for the Jays, 248. Storm Davis, 253 for the O's. And his teammate Mike Boddicker, 2.59. The win leaders, we've got 4 pitchers with 20 victories. Charlie Huff, Lamar Hoyt, Jack Morris, Dave Stieb, and the Gator, Ron Guidry, with 19. Leading the way in saves, the Goose, Rich Gossage, 39 for the Yanks. Aurelio Lopez second with 37 for Detroit, tied with Tippy Martinez of the Orioles. And we've got Randy Moffett, 34 for the Jays, and Bob Stanley, 34 for Boston. NL pitching lead, Alejandro Pena of the Dodgers, 1.88. Atlee Hammaker of the Giants, 1.98. Bob Welch of the Dodgers, 244. Steve Rogers and Craig McMurtry rounding out the top 5 there. Rogers leading the way with 20 victories in the NL, followed by his teammate, Charlie Lee. We've got, let's see, John Denny, Bill Gullickson, and Dave LaPointe with 16 wins apiece. Bruce Sutter, 42 saves, 2 better than Kent Culvey. The Bedrock, Steve Bedrosian with 37, Steve Howe 33, Jeff Reardon 33. All right. For the MVP and Cy Young voting, we've got Willie Upshaw with 333, 8 better than Big Dave Winfield, Cecil Cooper, Cal Ripken Jr., and George Wright of the Rangers. AL Cy Young goes to Charlie Huff, 266 votes, 6 better than Lamar Hoyt. And rounding out the top 5, Dave Stieb, Dave Righetti, and Ron Guidry. For the NL MVP, we've got the Hawk, Andre Dawson, with 372 votes. That is 21 better than Dale Murphy. Tim Rock Reigns, third, with 350. Followed by Pedro Guerrero and Bill Buckner of the Cubs. NL Cy Young goes to Mr. Steve Rogers. Charlie Lee second, so a pair of Expos 1-2 in the Cy Young voting. Bob Welch third, John Denny, and Craig McMurtry rounding out the top 5 there. So let's go now to the special box scores here. We'll go to reports and special events view. And let's see if anything happened in September of interest. And while we're pulling this up, so the playoffs will be Blue Jays versus White Sox. And, who did I say in the NL East? I already forgot. I know it's Dodgers in the West. The old brain isn't what it used to be. Was it Montreal? I can't remember. We'll go back. Let's see. Skip past all this stuff. The Reds turned to triple play. We're not going to look at that, though. Davis for Kansas City hits 3 home runs. That is Butch Davis, I believe, and I think that was against me. Let's click into this. Yeah, that was against California. All right, let's look at the old box score here. Hey, Gary Pettis had a nice game. Butch Davis, 3 blasts, 4 ribbies, and he was hitting .408 after that game. And those all came against Jeff Zahn, who went the distance but gave up 6 earned and picked up the victory. So he allowed 4 homers, 3 of them to Butch Davis, but he got the win. Interesting. All right. We need to look at October as well. Albert Hall for the Braves with 6 hits. Let's check that out. And Albert Hall 6 for 6 versus the Padres here. 6 for 6, 3 runs scored and RBI. Batting .778 after that game, and I don't know if that was, yeah, that was the last game of the season. So crazy numbers there. I know it's a short, small sample size, but still cool. 6 for 6 against. Greg Booker. Did we go? Yeah, we only went 9 innings in that game. Wow. 9 innings, 19 hits, 10 earned for the Padres there. So, and just for giggles, let's look at the scorecard. Albert Hall singled and stole a base in the first, singled in the second, single in the fourth, single in the sixth, single in the eighth, and doubled in the ninth to cap it off. Great game for Albert Hall. All right. Ribbies, not really too concerned about RBIs. Runs scored, don't care. Steals, nope, nothing interesting there. No hits for cycle, no in the park homers. Strikeouts in a game, Jack Morris with 12. And no new no-hitters to speak of. So Eric Shao with the only no-hitter on the season. You can go back to the June recap to check that out. All right, that'll do it here. So we'll try to get the playoff recap up here shortly, and then we'll start the World Series. So hope you're enjoying the as played replay for 1983 here with Digital Diamond. Until next time, keep playing ball. Take care, and we'll see you soon.